Welcome to ARW. I'm Harold, and I have finally received the brass that I needed to finish the last little vise, and that's what this video is going to be about, finishing up that vise. And I'm pretty sure it's going to go a whole lot smoother. So instead of talking about it, let's just get on with it right now. Alright, so I wanted to start off with a clean slate, so I put Loctite in the screw holes, screwed screws in them, and then ground them off even with the surface. The only one that's not a screw is the broken tap over there. I ground him off level with the surface too. So now when I make new screw holes, they will be the only apparent screw holes there. And if they get too close to one of the other screws, they will be, you'll just cut into the other one and it'll be a part of the hole, I don't think any get that close, but it's going to work out. I can see that now. And tomorrow the brass gets here for me to make the little cover and the keep plate, I think is the name of it. And tomorrow should be the finishing up of this thing. So I'm just going to let it sit there like that and let the Loctite, dry up and cure and all that. And then tomorrow we'll come in, we'll drill the holes and thread them and all that sort of thing, and everything will be just lovely. At least I think so. Alright, using the Joe Pye tap holder and the Stephan gut spinner tapping method, we are making new threads. I have some spiral taps, so I should clear the chips out really good. At least I hope they do. Alright, there's 4 perfect holes all where they're supposed to be and all tapped. Now then tomorrow we'll get the brass and we'll finish it up. That ought to be pretty good, and I bet Nigel will be happy and probably everybody will be happy. I know I will. Alright, so we got a tiny dilemma here. This guy says 28 millimeters square. This little guy here is about 0.6 millimeters larger than that, because it came in an inch size, of course. So I guess that I'll cut off about 5 millimeters of it, and then we'll remove enough from 2 of the sides to make it 28 millimeters. That's the best way I can think of to do it. And then we'll lay the little chip down in the vise and try to take it to 2.5 millimeters. I think some of that might work. Okay? And the way I'm going to cut it's over there on the Evolution saw, because it cuts square, more square than anything I've got. So that's what we're going to use. It'll be a little noisy. I hope I don't lose the little piece when it goes flying off. We'll see. Who knows? I can get it out of there. So we'll see it back over here on the mill in just a minute. Alright, there we are. I've got about 1 millimeter of taper in it, from 5 down to 4. And this is the Online Models cut, and that's my cut, which I think is probably squarer and definitely a lot smoother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this thing in the mill, and we're going to really square it up really nice. Then we'll cut it down to the right thickness and of course the right width and everything, and level it out, in general, just square the thing up. Alright, so here we are, ready to make it the same thickness all over. I'm betting my cut is flatter than and better than the Online Metal, so I'm going to start on that side first. Alright, that's where we're going to start right there. I'll zero out the Z-axis and we'll crank her up and come plowing across there and see what we get. Let's see. I can come this way a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about right. Should be good enough. All right, let's get another micrometer and find out just how thick that is. I didn't bring the 1/8 over here. Darn it, it's facing the other way. All right. I'm going to get it where I can get to the other side of it. And burn it. There's always a fly in the ointment. All right, so that is 1.75, 0.175 rather. Looks like it's about there. So that's 0.182. 0.182. Okay, so we got to make a little adjustment. Okay, this should be close enough right now. I've got to get rid of a little ridge right there. Alright, unhook that and we'll measure it up and see what we got. Alright, we're still 25 thousandths too thick, so I'll have to find another way to thin it down because I'm getting way too close to the jaws, and I don't like that. I may put it on I may drill the hole in the middle and then put the little booger on my pallet, sacrificial pallet. We'll think on that. Okay, so my camera battery died, and what I'm doing, I'm just skimming off the stuff that's sticking up higher than 2.5 millimeters. So we'll finish this up with my cell phone, I guess. It's not going to be real steady because I'm not that steady. But it'll be something. Some idea of what's going on. All right. her into there. Alright. Now then, now that I get that much closer, I'm going to turn it off and move it out and clean up the nasty part that's under there. That's the only nasty spot left. So take a break. I'm just using one clamp now because I spotted a little place right there, just a tiny little piece sticking up. I don't know if you can see it on this thing or not. No, it's not visible to you, but I'm going to have to clean it off of there too. So here we go, one more try. That moved, so that's not going to work. I have to lock it down better. So sleeping again. Okay, so it's 28.5 millimeters in both directions. So we're going to take a 0.5 millimeter off of each side, make it all nice and even. All right. So I've set this thing where it's almost dead on with it, and we'll just crank it up and take off a little bit. Alright, I set that at 0 on the VRS. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop him out of there and measure the little booger, and then we'll put him back in. I think that's the best way to do it. Alright. That's 28.51 millimeters. Okay? So, now it has Siri. Convert 0.51 millimeters to inches.
That would be 0.02 inches.
Okay, so we're talking 20 thousandths here. Double check it. Yeah, pretty close to 20 thousandths. I'm starting to get mixed up on which side I just cut. Although, I think I did. Alright, here it is. Alright, there's the side. Alright, so we're going to lift this guy up, put him in there. Seems this little fella is wider than my parallel, so I have to have a little help with it. Okay, so we want to come up about 20 thousandths. Let me set this down here. I'm going to measure it right down here on the dial. 10, 15, 18, 19, 20. Okay? And to make sure I know what I'm doing, I'm going to put a mark there. Should have done that in the first place. Alright. Another trip. I'll measure that, and it'll probably be right, and then we'll just roll it over and do another edge at that setting. Get some of this crowd off of here. All right. Measure it again. Yes, that's 28.04 millimeters, which is plenty close enough for me. Alright, so I've deburred the little fella. I'm going to go back in there with him. Right where he was. Come on. Yep. Be dead on setting level. Just pull it over this way a little bit. And use my Randy Richard knocker on him. Make sure he's done in there right. Alright. This will be the last cut. Then we'll have to change out and put the drill in. I'll see the drill chuck, and we'll go at it with that. Loosen him up enough to come out.